Hi and welcome to the Ruben Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original anime, 7Seeds Part 2. So this is another Netflix animation adaptation from a manga series. There is more manga, so if you like this anime you can go and read the manga if you want to. The first 12 episodes of 7Seeds wasn't that well received. It's very similar in story, in structure when it comes to Dr. Stone, that's in Crunchyroll, and I think that's a much better anime, at least for the first 12 episodes. The story structures around an asteroid that has hit Earth and it's in the future, and there's a select few people around the world in different groups. One group is called 7Seeds and they have class A and B that have been separated to try and live and propagate the world and survive and see what this new world has in store. And I, for one, when I reviewed the first 12 episodes, really liked what they did with the characters. I liked the characters they had to create and the different dynamics now that they have, facing the same sort of issues that you have in Earth now, but in a very different Earth. Giant fish, weird animals, all of that was very exciting, but it was really the characters that made it interesting. At the end of episode 12, there was a giant cliffhanger, and I'm not going to go into spoilers for this. Suffice to say, they kind of deal with that, but most of the new episodes deals with the group that we didn't see mostly in the first 12 episodes, the group that is on the boat. And so you get to see them travel together and learn how to survive this world. You get to see them on a ship. So most of this series, I guess about 6 episodes, almost end up on a giant ship, and that's the only kind of spoiler I'm going to get. Because I just wanted to talk about that for a bit. That is a very interesting part of the story, and because most of this news segments of the anime is contained, it makes it for a very tense storyline. And you also see massive character growth, especially with two particular characters that I didn't particularly like in the like as people. I didn't like them because I didn't like who they were, the things they did to justify what they were and where they came from. But you see the character progression. By the end, I really liked these characters, which was a surprise for me because I didn't expect to like them. Normally I go into anime and I choose particular characters and go, yep, like them. But I love the character progression in this. I think the story arc particularly is much better in these 12 episodes. It doesn't center just on the boat team though. You do get to see what's happening to the other guys, but briefly. It'll be an episode here and half an episode there, and it kind of keeps you tangled to the world. It kind of keeps you engrossed in what's happening. I'm really looking forward to season 3 because I felt like in the part 12 you get to see what the guys, one team is doing. They build their houses, they survive, you get to see the other group and you get to see what they're doing. I'm particularly interested in what's going to happen with the Reaper character because you barely see anything happen in this the next 12 part 2. And I'd love to know what is actually his purpose. You get little tidbits and the story tells you a little bit about it. And without going into reading the manga, I think his storyline is going to be very interesting. Obviously, this story is quite dark to deal with the professors and how they treated the kids beforehand and what is the purposes of these kids actually. I feel like there's a dark storyline behind that. So even though you get to find out about the backstories of each of these characters and they're very unique and very fun, and that is nice to know, there's this dark storyline, and every now and again the storyline dips into that darkness, and I feel like that's where this anime comes alive when it is darker, because that gives so much more substance and weight to the characters. I think the animation again is quite good in this series. I didn't have a problem with any of the animation, especially when there's a bit of action and it gets moving. I quite liked what they did with it. The color palette, the score and tone really drives each of the episodes. It heightens when it needs to, it goes quiet when it needs to. It's very well edited, it's very well told, it's very bingeable. One of the better anime from Netflix, at least part 2, I've seen this year. Castlevania, I enjoyed what they're doing with that. There's been a few misses recently when it comes to anime, but I feel like this is much stronger than the first batch of 12 that we got. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't really that well received from most, I guess. But I really like what they've done with these 12. I think it's a much stronger way to go forward, probably because of how much it was contained, and it just really heightened that sense of tension, which I liked a lot. There was a sense of fruition with the storyline, so they don't leave you hanging massively, although there is a lot more story to come. So I'm hoping that we don't have to wait so long again. Let me know in the comments below whether you thought this was much better. Are you excited to watch these next 12, or have you? What did you think? What is your favorite anime at the moment? Have you heard of Dr. Stone? If you watched it, if you like 7Seeds, you should definitely watch Dr. Stone. That's very good. Try one of the free segments you get from Crunchyroll. They normally give you like a week or two free just to try their platform. Wherever you watch your anime, check out Dr. Stone because that's really good. Feels funny about recommending another anime while reviewing another anime, but they're so similar. I love Dr. Stone. I think that's amazing. Very high class anime. But this batch for 7Seeds Part 2 is very good. Do check it out. Thanks so much for watching my review. Got loads more coming. Check out my other content. See my joining page. We've got loads of content there. Short films, short stories, behind the scenes, gag reels, that sort of thing. Thanks so much for supporting my channel. Do chat to me in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Especially as we're all contained now. So I'll review as much as I can to let you know what's really good to watch and what not to miss. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.